Kithure Kindiki is taking over a ministry that has been accused of many ills. We have had a lot of extrajudicial killings. We have had people being found at the Yala River, people disappearing. There are so many things. We have had areas where the criminal justice system has been abused to check on people who don't align to a certain political formation. So if he has been brought in to sanitize or to clean up this institution, it's a great thing. But then, as I say, is that he's not inheriting a very ignorant system. This is a system that has been there, it has been crafted for many years, and therefore it will attempt to resist. Therefore, he needs to be prepared that he cannot come with soft hands. He needs to be prepared to fight this battle. There are people who will definitely say no to any attempts to change. There are people who will say no to attempts to be investigated. We have a person who has just died, the ICC witness, is it lawyer? So that is a matter that needs to be investigated. We need to see people being prosecuted, and we need to see DCI and other institutions doing their work without being interfered. The way the president promised that all these institutions will be independent. So if Kithure can be able to deliver that independence, that is good. But I also want to discuss on the issue of so many lawyers in this government, so many lawyers in parliament. I think we are losing focus on the fact that we're investing so much on the legal profession and not investing on other professions that are also important. We had a cabinet secretary who was a banker in the Ministry of Infrastructure. And the cost of infrastructure ballooned so high in this country. And I think it's because we have the wrong person in that office. So also we need to be very careful. We don't have the wrong people, yet they become politically correct. But they are occupying an office where they can be easily taken advantage. If you see, most of the corruption cases that AACC has announced are people working in the infrastructure sector, where an employee is earning 200,000, but he has wealth worth over 1 billion. It's because the person at the very top is not able to understand when games are being played. So we need the right people who know them, who understand a certain sector, holding a certain office. So when we have so many lawyers are very expensive. The current constitution was crafted by lawyers. You can see how very expensive it is. So they can say all manner of things. They can even say go back to a general election. They don't care the cost of it. But for us who come from an environment where we look at the numbers, we are very cautious in terms of the kind of things we try to address using the legal instruments. We are able to look for other ways to cure this problem. I'm an engineer. I am trained to have a plan A, plan B, and a plan C. And all of them should be able to be cost conscious. And therefore, looking at the administration, too many lawyers, I'm also seeing a scenario where the cost of this government may end up being very, very expensive because the cost of corruption is very high, the cost of ignorance is also very high, and the cost of not knowing what is happening is very expensive.
And even the cost of litigation is even litigation itself.
So we need to the only good choice I can commend is that one of Professor Njuguna. He is a person who is be able to mobilize resources, be able to move money here, and be able to make our country money flow around. But the problem is where this money will go. If somebody in water does not understand the cost of doing dams, the person doesn't know the cost of doing roads, and is able to sign some of these big projects, we'll end up with a very huge bill. And the country will still be burdened with debts 2027 and 2032. So we need to reduce this involvement with lawyers everywhere. Let us bring engineers, accountants,
teachers.
The burden of CBC, the burden of CBC could not be cured by a medical doctor.
There's no way.
And therefore it cannot be cured by nobody else other than a teacher. We need a PS who is a teacher. We need educationists in this technocrats so that we cure these problems with the expertise. We cannot invest in engineers and you don't give them space. The advantage lawyers have is that they come with a lot of political capital. They have already accrued capital. So therefore they are able to get positions. But they are not always the right people in certain offices.